Once upon a time, in a land nestled among misty mountains, there lived a young girl named Anya. Anya's heart beat in tune with the rhythm of the ancient monastery where she had grown up alongside wise, saffron-robed monks. The scent of incense and the echoes of chanted sutras were as familiar to her as the sun's warmth and the songs of morning birds. Anya was no ordinary girl. She had dedicated herself to the path of the Buddha, her shaved head a symbol of her commitment, her simple robes a reflection of the humility she sought. Even as a child, wisdom seemed to flow through her like the rivers winding through the valleys below. Her questions about life, suffering, and the nature of reality made the elder monks smile. One day, the tranquility of the monastery was stirred. News arrived of unrest in the distant city. The people were plagued by greed, anger, and a deep spiritual sickness. Anya, small and unassuming though she was, felt a profound duty. The abbot, a man with eyes as deep as mountain lakes, saw the compassionate fire within her. He gave her a task few would dare entrust to one so young. She was to leave the monastery, journey to the city, and share the Buddha's teachings of peace. Anya's journey was a tapestry woven with wonder and hardship. Descending from the mountain, she encountered a world ablaze with color and confusion. Merchants haggled in bustling markets, children tumbled with joyous abandon, and yet, beneath it all throbbed a disharmony that mirrored the abbot's words. She found a sheltered corner beneath a sprawling banyan tree in the heart of the city. Every morning at 5:00 a.m., as the first rays of dawn kissed the rooftops, Anya would sit in meditation. Word of this unusual sight spread like a whisper through the crowded streets. A monk? The people said, half in curiosity, half in skepticism, and a girl at that. At first, only a handful gathered. Fishermen weary from their night's labor, a mother with worry etched on her brow, a young scholar with more questions than books. Anya didn't preach from a lofty pulpit. She spoke plainly, her voice soft yet clear, echoing the timeless wisdom of the Buddha. In the world of the Buddha, Anya would begin, her eyes radiant. There lies a profound truth, a secret to living that we discover anew each morning with the rising sun. We are reborn with every dawn, and what we do today is what matters most. She guided them through simple meditation, their breaths mingling with the morning air. She told stories of the Buddha's kindness, his unwavering peace even amidst hardship. Slowly, the people began to understand. Fishermen returned to the sea with less anger, the mother's face softened, and the scholar found answers not in dusty scrolls, but the quiet of his own heart. One morning, Anya opened her eyes to find more than her usual circle. Word had spread, and now a diverse crowd filled the square, rich and poor, young and old, all searching for something more. Yet tension rippled beneath the surface. A wealthy merchant, his silks barely hiding his disdain, sneered, "What does a child know of suffering? You've lived a sheltered life. How can you possibly guide us?" A hush fell over the crowd. They understood her words were not a boast, but an invitation to find their own purpose in the precious hours of each new day. Anya continued, her voice ringing with sincerity. Many legends lived this truth, rising with the sun, dedicating those tranquil hours to bettering themselves and the world. It is no secret, no magic that only monks possess. The merchant, his skepticism shaken, felt something unfamiliar within him, a spark of possibility. Anya, sensing his change of heart, smiled gently. "Let the sun be our guide," she said. "Tomorrow, if your spirit is willing, rise with the dawn and join us. Experience for yourself the power of awakening with the day." Day after day, Anya's circle grew. The city, once a discordant symphony of want and despair, slowly began to change. acts of kindness blossomed amidst the marketplace. Arguments were settled with compassion rather than harsh words. Like ripples from a stone tossed into a lake, the peace Anya cultivated spread outwards, touching even the darkest corners of the city. Word of the young monk girl reached the monastery far up in the mountains. The abbot, though missing his young prodigy, smiled. He knew that Anya's true training had not taken place within the monastery walls, but out in the world, her gentle heart her greatest weapon against the suffering she witnessed. And so, under the sheltering branches of a banyan tree, in the heart of a changed city, Anya continued her simple ritual. Each morning at 5:00 a.m., she rose, a symbol of rebirth, of purpose, and of the boundless wisdom that awaits those who awaken with the dawn.